Hi, in today's video, we're going to be showing you how to clean out a carburetor from an Echo PB-2100. Okay, what you'll need for this tutorial is just a screwdriver and drill bits. All you're going to need for this carburetor is Phillips and flathead. Really only one. And I just took off the air filter cover. And you'll also need rubber gloves, thick and strong ones, and some sort of cleaner. Or you don't have to have cleaner, you can just use compressed air. But first, what we need to do is take off this carburetor. So how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to use my Phillips tip on my screwdriver and take out these two screws. Okay, now that we've got these screws loose, we can take off the air filter bracket. And here's the carburetor. And we need to remove the gas lines. But first, before you do that, you want a small container to remove the gas. So we just have a screw container here. And we're just going to take off the gas cap and empty out what we can of the gas into this container.
It's green gas.
Okay. We can just set that aside.
It's green.
And now we just need to pop off the gas lines here. And you're going to want some paper towels or clean rags to do this on. And you're going to want some more for gas spillage whenever you do this. So I just like to put a rag around here like this whenever you take off the gas lines. And I'm going to put on my rubber gloves here. After you get your rubber gloves on, if you haven't already, then you just need to pop off the gas lines from the carburetor, and there should be two gas lines. And the yellow one goes to the straight gas line, or the spot on the carburetor where the gas line goes, and the black one goes on the bent one. And you just take off the carburetor and put it on a paper towel, and you can start taking it apart. So here's what the carburetor should look like up close. It's got the straight fuel line connector and the bent one here. And this is the throttle linkage, where the throttle linkage goes, and this is the metering diaphragm cover. And the high speed is the red, and the white is the low speed, and the idle screw is right there. So we just need to get to work on taking it apart, cleaning it out, and if that doesn't fix it, pretty much your solution is buying another carburetor. Okay, so here we have the carburetor, and here we're going to need to get a new primer bulb, so because it's hard of a rock. And this video is just showing you how to take apart and clean one, but for this blower, we're going to get a new one, because, well, if this doesn't work, we're going to get a new one. So we're just going to see if cleaning it out works. We're just going to do that. So first, you just need to find yourself a Phillips or flathead screwdriver. Phillips, and I have a Phillips number 2. And first, we'll start with taking off the top part where the primer bulb goes. And this whole part should come off. And there's the valve, the diaphragm, and we're just going to remove that. And if you can't remove the diaphragm right here, it's okay, but you can just usually peel it off. We'll just sit that on the paper towel. And as you can see, well, you probably can't, but right there, there's a little bit of grass, and that is a sign that your carburetor is dirty. And that diaphragm gasket is pretty dirty also. And inside here, it's going to need some cleaning. So, okay. So there's this part, and that's pretty dirty. So we're just going to lay that down and see the rest of the carb here. And I'm just going to dump out the gas, any gas in there, and see if this little screen, got a little screen here. Screen is pretty well clogged. But let's take apart the metering system and diaphragm. And this whole part should come off. And the metering diaphragm looks pretty good. It's not bent or cracked or anything. So we're just going to remove that if we can. Okay. Ooh, and I see a problem. This could be the problem. There is a rip in the metering diaphragm. And I did not do that. So, that is a big problem. We're going to have to get a new one of those. If not, get a new carburetor. So, first shut that down. And we can remove it from the gasket if you want, but you don't have to. So there's the metering system. As you can see, it's got the little needle valve. And what we're going to do here is take off this screw and hold the needle and valve and pin all in place. And for this carburetor, you have to take the screw all the way out and place it right there. And now you can gently and carefully remove the needle valve and system here. So you just want to catch that on there. And you can get out the spring too. You don't want to lose any of those parts. And this whole thing probably needs to be soaked or sprayed with cleaner. So we've got a container here, and we just want our parts that we want to clean inside here. And you just put you don't want to put the needle in there, and you don't want to put the diaphragms. You can put in there, but I'm not going to. I just want to clean out this primer bowl piece and the main carburetor tube. So you have to take this outside or in a ventilated shop or something and get yourself some cleaner. Brake parts cleaner works good. Carburetor cleaner works good. And you just need to clean this up. So here we have some brake parts cleaner, and you can use whatever kind of cleaner you want. But I'm just going to use this brake cleaner because it's less strong than carburetor cleaner. And we're just going to spray a little bit at the carburetor here. Inside these holes. And turn it. And just kind of let that soak for a bit in the cleaner. And now we're just going to let that soak and clean out all the gunk and grass, and we'll be back in a little bit after it soaks. You can leave this for 10 minutes, you can leave it for 6 hours, you can leave it for a week, but I'm just probably going to leave it for like 30 minutes or so, and I'll come back and put everything together, see if the leaf blower works. Okay, so we've got our stuff all sprayed, and we've let it soak for about 15 minutes. And we're going to get it out, and just let that sit on the paper towel.